Hello. So I'm here from StageTechnologies to present one of our new software innovations. I'll just get this rolling in the background. Automation has changed the landscape of what's achievable in live entertainment. When scenic automation first emerged late last century, it was applied as traditional hand flying had been for generations, mainly to lower a piece of scenery into place and then lift it out again. More than a decade ago, with the advent of precise computer control and multi-axis effects, simple cueing and plotting was no longer sufficient, and StageTechnologies innovated one of the first truly 3D plotting tools in the industry, Visual Creator. Fast forward to today, and the automation world is as far removed from basic 3D flying as automated line sets were from manual hemp lines. Our industry today implements traversing, rotating trolleys, free-roaming wireless wagons, articulating multi-axis stage platforms, all of which need not only interact with each other, but with lighting, projection, sound, and performers. Many people have tried to solve today's complex plotting issues, but their solutions have always been equally complex, cumbersome, or limited. StageTechnologies is once again the first to fully address the needs of today's industry with an innovative new software solution. Sculptor Animation Toolkit is an add-in for 3D Studio Max, a software package commonly used to animate films, movies, and games. Previous attempts to leverage the power of animation software have been limited at best. A specialized 3D animator would need to learn a great deal about automation and motion control, or an automation operator would need to learn a great deal about complex 3D animation software before any successful moves could be plotted. In either case, their bespoke solutions wasted time and money. The demands of the industry require a simple, flexible plotting tool that retains awareness of the restrictions of physical equipment. Sculptor Toolkit fills this niche by combining the safety and robustness of StageTechnologies control systems with the creative freedom enjoyed in modern 3D animation environments. The toolkit can be used as early as the initial concept stage for production. As the show is pre-visualized by the creative team, real-world data can be easily gleaned from the automation elements. Drum capacities, rigging angles, speed and acceleration and requirements can all be gathered from the animation to ensure the equipment choice and placement will fulfill the creative vision. The user is always presented with clear visual feedback of all the potentially complex mechanical and safety restrictions. As a result, the animations can be used with confidence as initial show cues, minimizing valuable stage time during technical rehearsals. As the Sculptor Toolkit is based on 3D Studio Max, its animation can be shared with many other packages like Maya or specialized lighting tools, irrespective of what other departments are using. So how does it work? The toolkit is integrated into the main toolbar of 3D Studio Max. It's used to identify axes as one of 4 different types. Linear axes, such as point hoists, actuators, or stage lifts. Revolve axes, like revolving rings or swivel joints. Trolley axes, which follow fixed tracks. And truck axes, which can be used to plot StageTechnologies' free-roaming wagons. Any of the above axis types can be used or combined without restriction. For instance, you can define a trolley that travels along a track, add a revolving ring below it, then maybe add a couple winches below that revolving ring. After you've created that object, you might then use those points as part of a larger multi-line bridle system. By combining these different types, the toolkit supports the plotting of mechanical assemblies we haven't even dreamed of yet. But this doesn't necessarily mean the process is complex. Let's look at a point hoist. Add an object representing the winch and an object representing the load. Assign it an axis number, and then click Create. The point hoist is now ready for animation. Drag the load around and notice how the lift line turns red when either the high soft limit or low soft limit are exceeded. Animate a start point and end point for the move. The axis helper object changes state to indicate if maximum speed or acceleration are exceeded. A status screen is included to provide detailed feedback. Plots of position, speed, and acceleration are also provided. So again, ensuring that the flown object will move safely. Several axes can be associated as a rig, in this case a bridle. This imposes additional safety restrictions. Flight paths, either drawn or sourced from recorded joystick data, can be assigned to the flown piece. Comprehensive feedback is provided to the operator when refining these paths, again ensuring the flown move will run safely. As user proficiency advances, the variety of plotting options become more apparent. Picture trying to plot two trucks spiraling around each other as a series of point-to-point moves. Even more modern plotting tools where they can follow spline paths would involve drawing very complex curves. Here, the trucks simply tracked on and off stage, but inherited their rotation from the green helper object in the middle. As shows grow more complex, the advantages of having different plotting options to suit different scenarios becomes obvious. We've only scratched the surface of what this toolkit is capable of. In fact, we don't know its full potential until we get it into the hands of our clients, who, time and time again, have amazed us with their own creativity and innovation. More detailed video of how the toolkit functions, as well as live demos, are available at the StageTech booth. Thanks very much for your time, and I look forward to seeing all of you there.
Awesome. Thank you.
Now, if there are any questions...
Yeah, how much does it cost as a plugin?
As a plugin, you need to have a StageTech system first, so that's a big open-ended question. If you've got if you have a scenario where the toolkit is useful in your StageTech system, it's something that would be provided as part of the package.
Okay. So there is no kind of, figure on it, really?
No, it's something that, it's a specialized tool. So again, if you've got a system with, some really complex bridling that needs to interact with various stage elements, it's something we'd make sure gets provided.
Cool.
Obviously, all your stuff is based, 100% around safety.
Yeah.
And with everything, all the software you do, you're now using a commercial product that wasn't intended for this use at all.
Correct.
How are you implementing, for what a better word, a safety layer between the scary stuff and the pretty stuff they supply?
Well, that's exactly what we've tried to address with the plugin. It's great to use 3D Studio, but when you're animating a puppet or something, it doesn't matter if the arm goes too far. Whereas what we've done is we've got real connectivity between the safety restrictions that are in our PLCs and databases, and we pull all of that information in when you create an axis. So it's aware of what its physical soft limits are, it's aware of what the maximum accelerations and speeds are allowed, and even things like safe boundaries for trucks can be specified. Now, if any of that gets exceeded, there's lots of visual feedback on screen, but also when you go to output your data, it will flag and summarize any motion problems that it's found so that you can correct them before you ever play it back.
Sorry, this is just because I'm a little bit stupid. Is this just an offline editing tool?
It can be used as an offline editor. Certainly it's very powerful in the pre-visualization stage, because not only everyone tends to pre-visualize shows now, and this means we can get data that we'd be confident to play back in the real world. But it can be also used in plotting. Let's say during Tech Week, you could have a laptop open with 3D Studio and be working live with the desk. In fact, at our booth, we've got 3D Studio running on one of our Acrobat desks alongside of eChameleon. So it is very tightly integrated into the system in that way.
So can you imagine running a show off that?
That's not intended to run a show off of it. It's intended to plot specific sequences where the geometry isn't standard. Where, let's say you've got an armature, like to use an example for a few years ago where we would have loved to have this tool, would be the Chitty car, where you want a way to plot that object simply. In 3D Studio, making an armature is simple, and this toolkit allows us to pull the data from that, be confident in its safety, and then play it back in our system. Yep. No, thank you very much. Yeah, well, we're starting to give it to select clients now, ones who do meet the criteria for applicability. Thanks.